Welcome to Understand the Math. In this question, we're given four matrices and we're asked to determine if they are in echelon form or in reduced echelon form or neither. Down below, I've written down the steps that we can follow. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to circle the pivots, and then we're going to check if our matrix is in echelon form. If it's in echelon form, we have three requirements. The pivots are down and to the right. We have zeros below the pivots. And then if we have a row of zeros, it's going to be at the bottom. If a matrix is in reduced echelon form, these first three requirements in echelon form are met. And then we have two additional requirements. And those are that our pivots have to be equal to 1 and that we have to have zeros above our pivots. Let's go ahead and let's look at our first example. We're going to begin by circling our pivots. Our pivots are the first entry as you go from the left that's not equal to 0. So that's going to be 1 and 5. Notice that we have a row of zeros, but it's at the bottom. And then we have zeros below each pivot. Each pivot, however, is not equal to 1. Notice that this pivot is equal to 5, so this matrix is just in echelon form. Let's now look at our second matrix. Just like we did for the first one, we're going to circle our pivots. The pivot is the first entry as you go from the left that's not equal to 0. So those are our pivots. Right away, you might notice that this pivot is directly below the previous pivot, so the pivots are not down and to the right. So because of this, this matrix is not in echelon form and it's not in reduced echelon form. So we're going to write down neither. Let's now look at our matrix C. We'll circle our pivots. We have a pivot here, here, and here. Now let's look at the zeros below the pivots. We have a 0 here, here, and then notice that we also have zeros above our pivots, and our pivots are all equal to 1. So that's going to tell us that this matrix is in echelon form and it's in reduced echelon form. Whenever a matrix is in reduced echelon form, it's also in echelon form. Now let's look at part D. Just like we did before, we're going to circle our pivots. Our pivots are down and to the right. Let's look and see if we have zeros below our pivots. We have 0 here and here, so we do. We have zeros below our pivots. Now let's check for zeros above our pivots. We have a 0 above our pivot. Now we have to check and see if our pivots are equal to 1 in order to be in reduced echelon form. Notice that this pivot is not equal to 1, so this matrix is not in reduced echelon form, but it is in echelon form.
If this video has been helpful to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. Keep believing in yourself and have a great rest of your day.